What's going on, guys? Rodnut44 back with you again for another tutorial, this time inside of Blender. Today we're going to be taking a look at basically how to rotate normals in Blender. So this is fairly useful if you have objects that are flat shaded, such as like cross-plane trees or something like that. Now obviously in front of me right now I have a 3D tree, and if we go and we select the branches and go into edit mode, we can see that turn on normals, that the normals go every which direction, and that's basically because they're sticking straight out from the face. Now, I'm going to go to my last level detail here, which is a cross-plane version of this tree, so it is super low poly. It's just two different planes. And if we also go into edit mode with this, and we tick on normals, we can see that that normal sticks straight out. Now, the problem that we have with this is when you put it into the simulation environment, so this is for Microsoft Flight Simulator specifically, but also this video can be tailored towards other programs such as Unreal Engine and various game engines like that would use similar techniques. So we want this to be flat shaded, and so that lighting is not casting any sort of shadows whatsoever on it. The only way to do that is to basically take this normal, instead of pointing it straight out from the face, we would smooth shade this object, and we want it to be vertical. But how do you rotate this normal to make it vertical? Well, it's very simple to do in Blender. So let's go ahead and get rid of that. We'll go ahead and leave that turned on. Let's select one of the faces. We're going to go over here to our object data properties. Going to check on under normals, the normals drop down, check on auto smooth. You can leave it at 30, and you're going to do that for both faces. So now that we have both of them auto smooth, go ahead and go up here to the wrench. We're going to add a modifier, and we're going to say normal edit, and we're going to do that for both faces. Normal edit. Now we need to point this normal towards something. Now how do we do that? Well, first and foremost, let's take your cursor here, hit Shift C. That's on Windows. I'm not sure what it is on Mac, so if you're using Mac, sorry. But it is Shift C on Windows, and that will center your cursor. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to go to my outer collection here, since I'm using separate collections for all my level details for all these trees. Go to the outer one. We're going to hit Add here at the top, and we're going to come down here to Empty Plane Axes. And that adds an empty down here at the bottom. Now let's just, since this list is going to be alphabetical order, let's just say like A, empty. This is going to be a temporary anyways. And the A underscore is just so it sorts at the top of the list when we do the drop down here in a second. Now obviously we need to move this above the tree, so with move selected, we're going to hit the green arrow here, so we lock the axis, or axis, and drag it up to the top of the tree. So let's go ahead and select one of the faces now. We can be in edit mode, we don't need, or in object mode, we do not need to be in edit mode. Now you have two options here. You can choose from either radial or directional. Personally, I prefer using directional because it offers a lot better of a flat shading, where the shading across the object is fairly consistent. With radial, sometimes around the edges, you get a little bit of different coloration. So in this case, I like consistency. So we're going to hit directional on this. And for our target, we'll hit our A underscore empty that we created there. And we're simply just going to repeat that for the opposite side. A underscore empty. So that's pretty much it. That's how you flat shade an object in Blender. And don't forget, you need to apply this. So make sure you apply the modifier for each of your faces, because some programs don't allow or don't recognize those modifiers, so you'll have to apply them. If you're exporting for Microsoft Flight Simulator, what this is tailored for, you can do the GLTF export, then underneath the geometry tab, there's an option here for apply modifiers. As long as you have that checked, modifiers will always be applied on export for GLTF to Microsoft Flight Simulator. But if you're exporting to another program, it's a good idea just to apply the modifier. Anyways, guys, thanks for following along. Hopefully this saves you guys some time and helps you out. If you liked the video, go ahead and drop a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below if you have any questions. And as always, have a great rest of your day. RoadNut44, over and out.